Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
Thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, and
Google Play Music.
I am one of your hosts, Martini.
I am still Jen. At a 24 degrees.
And episode 52 today is Large and in Charge. What's the skinny on the rise of the plus size?
Ooh. Hey.
And we have an expert on the subject. She hasn't been here since episode 21, which is 31 episodes ago.
Oh, wow.
And she is the bomb diggy, Jenica.
Hello.
Welcome back, Jenica.
Yay, I'm back.
What's going on? What's going on?
A lot's going on.
I'm sure. Because, the last episode you were on was pretty somber, and it was about divorce and breaking up and breaking free.
Yes.
So, 31. So, that's 31 weeks. So,
I broke free.
I'm sure there's a multitude of things that you want to talk about. Hopefully, all good.
Definitely.
But we definitely want to talk about, the biggest thing. Well, I don't want to say the biggest thing, but I'm pretty sure that's
it's
pretty big.
It's pretty big considering it's plus size.
Ba-dum-bum.
The whole modeling thing, because I think we ended the episode you just really trickling into that whole scene, but I've seen the progression and the photos.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And what's been going on in that arena?
Well, like you said, since the last time, I have definitely broken free. I am finally free, completely, fully divorced, and I am modeling almost full time.
Mm-hmm.
I still got the regular 8 to 5, which supplements for the modeling, which is the 5 to 10. So,
Right.
but I've been kind of making moves just at a calendar. I miss July.
Hey.
Awesome.
So I am on Instagram. I do it for the plushy ones.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, the Jenica J Poetry Experience.
Okay.
And I've just been kind of putting myself out there, networking, trying to get my face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see my face, it's like, oh, I may not know her name or how to pronounce it, but I know.
Jenica?
Yeah, is that Jenica? Jenica. I get that a lot, but you definitely will see my face, and it's just about a lot of networking. And I just had the Thighs Unlimited launch for thigh highs, which is thick thigh highs. Basically, it's just thigh highs for thicker thighs, and I'm also doing a internet program for Coliseum. So I got a modeling contract for 2 different places.
Awesome.
A year contract for 2 different places. So still getting my workout on, but still keeping it, plushy. So that way I can stay representing for the big girls.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, did you do New York Fashion Week?
I did do New York Fashion Week. I did Harlem Fashion Week. Bronx Fashion Week. We did a bunch of different shows.
So you've been staying busy since we saw you last.
I have been definitely staying busy.
Mm-hmm.
I am so busy that I'm too busy for myself. So,
I hear that.
sometimes I have to schedule some me time.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy out there, but I'm very, very blessed. So busy, keeps your mind active. So,
Right, absolutely.
as opposed to just sitting back and just kind of sitting home and, hey, woe is me and all these stuff is happening. I'm just kind of trying to motivate people. Even when I'm not as motivated as I want to be, I try to still motivate other people.
Right.
Because it's like, well, man, I'm motivating all these people and I'm not really pushing myself. So it makes you push yourself too. So, yeah.
Okay.
Martini, you skipped right over the daily dish. I wasn't sure if there was anything new with you.
Oh no, sorry. I was just rolling with the thing. I was just rolling with it.
This is the dish.
With the the main dish. Anything new with me? Not necessarily. I mean, there was just one thing that was pretty interesting today that a friend of mine actually wanted me to speak in front of his classroom.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it today.
And what did you do? What did you have to say?
He hosts this like club, like like comic book club.
Oh, cool.
So I went to his classroom and I spoke in front of the kids, and they asked questions and just about like random things. And I mean, I was nervous because I never really did that before. And he said the kids had a good time, and it was a good one-time thing. But he would want me to be on maybe for more times, but I have to get board approved. Like this time, the principal said that like, oh, it was fine, but now I need to get like board approved. I don't know what that necessarily means, but I guess just to cover, everybody gets to cover all their bases.
Right.
So but no, it was interesting.
So are you gonna do it again if you get board approved?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
Martini the educator. You might be able to do like sex ed.
Martini is never excited.
I know.
He's like, yeah, it's great. Yeah. I just won the lotto, but it's all right.
I know. He's like, yeah, somebody just handed me a Benz today, but whatever. So
it's not really the color I wanted.
I had tacos. Just kidding, Teeny. Not really. Sorry, not sorry.
Guys are horrible.
And
now I know how you feel when you get backed into a corner with 2 against 1.
I didn't think. Yeah, let's not. Well, that's cool though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
My weekend was weird. I was sick all weekend, and I got into like a really bad fight, like first big major fight with the boyfriend.
Oh, this is the first major fight.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Like
Okay.
one that lasts like more than 10 minutes. Usually it's like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, calm down. That's not what I really said or meant. And then he's like, oh, okay, sorry, love you. And I'm like, okay, sorry, love you too. Let's not fight. But this was like bad. And it was stupid. That's what happens when you put a tired person and a sick person in the same room.
Yeah.
And like nobody wants to back down.
Oh gosh.
And it was just bad. But like it like really like fucked me up because it was like the first time like the person that you like love and cherish and care for, like you see them in a different light and you're like, I didn't like you for a second and I didn't like that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I was like, fuck. It was nothing even bad. It wasn't like, he did anything bad or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you need an argument. Keep things spiced up.
Yeah.
Just
I
wait
don't
for
know.
him to walk in. You know what? I don't think I like you today.
What do I do now?
Let him think about what they did for a minute.
Horrible. Why you need to spice it up though? That's the wrong. Nah.
Because making
You
up
don't need-
is so much better.
Okay,
No,
that's
we can do
great,
other
but you don't need
things.
to spice. No. The only reason why I said it is because I've heard that from other
No.
people. Like, you need to spice it up. Like, get mad at him for some reason. I'm like, what?
Just smack him.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you? No.
I mean, if you talk about it beforehand and you're like, listen, every so often I'm just going to yell at you for like the toilet paper. And it's not going to be a real fight, but I need some makeup time. So, you're talking about 10 minutes. Man, listen, I've had an argument already. It's lasted like 2 days. Like, we're not talking to each other, but I still like him. I don't want to get rid of him, but I don't want to see him right now. And then we make up later. We're like, that fight was so stupid, right? We like talk about ourselves. Like, you remember what Jenica did? That was crazy.
No, I mean, that's good. That's good that it
Yeah, we
it
laugh
whittles
about it.
down to like nothing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
like
like, look at that. Like,
Yeah.
We have to. I mean, it definitely makes it for better communication
Yeah.
to yell and argue.
So wait,
get
are
it
you
all
dating
out.
now, Jenica?
I am dating. I have actually been dating for the past 8 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have a very, very, very amazing boyfriend.
Oh.
He is super, super duper sweet. Completely supports my modeling 100%.
Oh, that's awesome.
Went out, bought me some, like, some leggings and things like that. I think it was more for him to see me in, but
Hey, whatever.
I'm like, listen, hey, look, they're universal. I can use them
Right.
for modeling and use them to model
Personal,
for you.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It works, but he's super amazing. He is completely supportive. He treats me like a queen
Perfect.
and is a super gentleman. Like, I really thought there were like no good gentlemen in life.
No, there
left,
are.
except for Martini, of course.
Yeah.
But,
Top notch Martini, top notch.
but
Setting
I
the bar
did,
high.
and he is the opposite of anybody I've ever dated.
Right.
Like, as far as looks,
Isn't it awesome?
everything. And it is pretty awesome. I was scared at first.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't know if I really like you like that. And I mean, if real quick, I'll tell you our first date story. I didn't even know we were on a date. that's number one. Like, I've known him for over 10 years, and we used to work together. And he invited me out one night. We were on Facebook, just kind of talking. He's like, hey, next time you're in New York. I'm like, oh, I'm in New York now. He's like, oh, I'll take you out for dinner, for sushi. And I'm like, all right, no problem. We went out, thinking it's just like a friendship thing. We're just hanging out. I'm just blabbing and doing my normal me and just talking and talking and talking. And the end of the night, he's like, all right, well, have a good night. Leans over. I'm like, did he just kiss me? Did that just happen? I was confused the entire drive back from Jersey to New York. I was I think I was on a date, but I'm not quite sure I was on a date. But I think that was a date, and he kissed me at the end of the night. So I always make jokes to him now. I'm like, you ruined me for everybody else. You just like kissed me and kind of like deboed me. You're my girl now. Because I didn't even know we were on a date. But ever since then, we hung out. We just hung out all the time. Like once a week, we would go out, just hang out. And
that's perfect.
And he's been really. I can't even imagine that I deserve anything less.
Awesome.
So
very awesome.
It's really good.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is really good.
He's older, so for all the girls out there,
that's what you gotta do.
Or guys out there,
My boo's older too.
Yeah, sometimes older is definitely better because he's a good.
He's got it figured out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's got it figured out, but
he's got it more figured out than the fucking.
He's got it. Right. He's got it a lot more figured out than a few people.
Right.
So, and it's really good, and all his kids are grown. So
nice.
Don't have to worry about any of that. No baby mama drama.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm definitely happier.
Yay.
Very good. Very
we
good.
love success stories.
Very good. That's awesome.
So what do you got on the menu here, Martini?
Well, no. I wanted to bring Jenica back because she was doing the modeling thing, but also too to talk about. I thought it was a great opportunity to mix the two topics together to talk about what was going on in her modeling life and also the plus size industry. Because I mean, the rise isn't necessarily new. It's probably been going on for like the past 4 or 5 years, but like it's really on everybody's like lips talking about like, oh,
plus size.
Is it good? Is it not? Should we even call people plus size? Just drop the plus, because I know there's a campaign called Drop the Plus, and all those things. So, Jenica, how do you feel about being in the plus size industry, and do you even like that term?
I think plus size is an okay term. I think because I think when people hear plus size, they automatically think big, and plus size could be plus size for the industry is anything over a size 8.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say,
anything in double digits is considered a plus size. So as far as the industry, I mean, I think it's an okay term. For me personally, and for what I want to achieve, that's why I say I do it for the plushy ones, because we're a little bit more plushier than the plus that they consider.
Right. If I had like a good freaking 6 inches on me, okay, a good foot on me, let's be honest. Whatever. If I had a good foot on me, I'd be considered plus size.
Right. And see,
they're
that's
not
the
letting
thing.
these double D's walk down anywhere. Nope.
You let me know when you get to an H, then we'll talk.
Jesus. Girl, my back can't take anything else.
But it's as far as plus size, I think, it's come to a point where you have like the size 6s and size 8s and the size 10s, and you have like the girls you're tall but you're a little thicker than normal, or you get like the extra size jeans because you have a little bit more thighs. But the way the world is now, we eat more McDonald's, we eat more fast food, so yeah, you have people who are more plus size than normal,
right?
And not back in like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, where women were these statuesque, slender things.
But even like
around.
Marilyn Monroe and stuff was considered
plus size,
right?
And the thing is, even now in 2016, that's what the society sees as plus size. It's not really the BBWs, and we're considered BBWs or SSBBWs.
That's even another term. Yeah, right.
And to
More
me,
than
it's
plus
like
size.
you know, it's like big, beautiful women for BBWs or supersized, big, beautiful women. And it's not really, you know, I would be considered a BBW as opposed to a plus size model.
That's
Right.
true.
And even though I'm shaped and I have a shape on me and I'm not jiggly and things like that, and I work out, I'm still considered a BBW.
Right.
You know, so I think what I'm trying to do is get a lot of the girls who are true plus size women. We have hips, we have thighs, we have the jiggle, the curves, the folds, the everything.
Right.
And we want to look nice. You know, I go out and I go shopping and it's so discouraging.
Right.
You know, even in modeling, the things that I've experienced where I go to a plus size casting call and I'm told that I'm too big.
Oh wow.
So things like that actually happen where I'm like, well, what do you mean you're capping a plus size at a size 14?
Right.
You haven't even experienced plus yet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you have industries who say, you know, well, we want plus size, but 6 to 14 or an 8 to a 14 or
Jesus.
14 to 22.
You're right.
And so you're kind of limiting what you consider plus. So it's not really plus. And I think for me, what I'm doing is you have girls out there who are big on the bottom, small on the top, big on the top, small on the bottom. And they're considered plus size based on what TJ Maxx or Marshalls or
Whatever one
Navy
dimension
or,
of you
you
is.
know, whoever
Yeah.
is going to consider. But it's not really a true plus size. Like I think Ashley, and I know that's your boo.
Ashley Graham.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa.
He's like, wait, don't you talk bad about her. But I think that she's an amazing, amazing model. And unfortunately, she's even gone the same direction as where, yes, you're healthy, but you're slender and you're really not a plus size
I see what you're saying. yeah.
anymore. And it's like people in real life, we don't look like that. I don't got no flats. I don't have a flat stomach.
Right.
I have jiggle under here. But, you know, it for me, you know, we want to look nice. I want nice clothes. And when you go to things like Lane Bryant or you go to stores or department stores and, you know, you're looking for things and you see like, all right, the only thing in here is a muumuu or some sweatpants or some floral print something.
Right.
Right.
I don't want that. No,
Very
I,
unattractive.
I want some, you know, apple bottom jeans, and I want some jeans that's gonna fit really nice. And you know, I'm in a younger generation, so I want to look nice, and I want those things that maybe 10 years ago only the big people who were 30, 40, 50 years old wore. You know, and then you have a lot more girls who are bigger girls who don't know how to be sexy and classy. So
Right.
that's a lot of what I push as well, where it's like you can be a plus size woman, you could be a BBW, you can be a super size BBW, and you can still be classy and you can still be sexy. You know, I just did a show where it was a lingerie show. The pictures that you guys saw online, it was a lingerie show, and I probably was one of the only girls up there in a like a full, like a maid outfit. It was still
Right.
sexy, and I said, listen, you know, we're modeling thigh highs. I don't need to wear a corset or, you know, a teddy or something like that.
Right.
I can still look very sexy. I can still look very appealing and still represent for the big girls, you know, and that's really what I want to do. I want to stay healthy. I have no high cholesterol. I have no high blood pressure,
Great.
you know, things like that. As far as my health is concerned, I don't have any of those issues, but I'm still a big girl. So I want to show the world that you can do this. You can go out, like even buying shoes, things like that. There's no outlet for us. You know, it's like you have to search online, or you have to go online, like where you may be able to go right to, you know, whatever online and buy some shoes that's $20.
Kids Foot Locker.
Yeah, well, you got baby feet. But you understand what I mean? Like, you
No, I
know,
do, I
me
do.
being a plus size girl, I have short, wide feet. I have big calves. For me to go buy a nice pair of winter boots, I'm going to spend $80, $90
Right.
to get something that, you know, someone who might be considered plus size can go in, and you can go to DSW and buy your size 7 shoe
Right.
that's going to come all the way up to, like, you know, your thigh, but you're considered plus size, and that's not the norm. You know, go to the regular areas and see these girls out there, and you see the girls who, like, they have the pants falling off because they don't fit and
Right.
things like that. So I want to kind of just motivate bigger girls to kind of take pride in how we look. And you don't have to, be an Ashley Graham and have a flat stomach and a perfect shape.
Do you ever think about starting your own clothing line?
I do all the time. And I think it's just more about not knowing where to start and not knowing what to do. And I can't draw to save my life. So I can say, you know what? I think this would look nice.
Right.
But
Right.
As far as putting it together. So I think right now, as far as, where I'm at, trying to get myself more noticed and more out there. So that way I can get the networking and get the people behind me and saying, hey, look, I'm looking to do this. How do you feel about that? Like one of the girls that made one of my outfits for the show, me and her had a conversation. I said, look, you make your own clothes and stuff like that. And she doesn't even expose herself. She's like, oh, I just make them. And if somebody asks me about it, I do it. So I said, how would you feel about me paying you for outfits and, at a discount, things like that, or even a barter system where maybe I pay for the materials, you make the clothes, and I'll put them on and model them on my page and go out and make sure that I give you that exposure. My outfit that she had, I was the only girl in there that had her logo. I asked her specifically. I said, hey, she's like, yeah, I have these labels and I never put them on any of my clothing. I'm like, well, I want you to put it on mine because when people ask me, I want to be able to say, this is who made my outfit.
Right.
So that way, if you have somebody who, I have a plus size girl that I know now who she's become plus size. And that's a thing too. You have people who are a size 6 who may have kids, who may go through depression, who may just end a whatever it be, they gain all this weight and they don't know how to be big. I don't know how to be fat. I don't know how to be a big girl. I don't know how to be a plus size.
Right.
And that's what I want. Like, I want to try to help those people who maybe you've never been on this end. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe, you know what, that don't really go. You might not want to wear that.
Yeah.
So things like that, I just want to motivate people and do all the things that I wish somebody did for me and pushed me and helped me and thought about it for me. So
cool.
That's what I look for.
That's awesome. That's really good that you just really want, just like you just said, that you wanted somebody to be there for you. So like, the tutelage that you need to give to other people.
Right.
That's really good.
Well, anyone who's
very
perused your Instagram page, Martini, would know that you have a affection towards plus size models.
I mean, yo, why y'all gotta shout me out, yo?
I mean, I don't know.
Martini definitely represents the plus size.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I represent all women, but
anyway, but
I do like some thickums.
He liked the
I do like the thickums. Dang.
I told my boyfriend today, he's like, oh, what's the podcast about? And I was like, about plus size models. And he's like, I know about that. I was like,
what you know about that?
I was like, and I've seen like his ex-girlfriends and they are like thicker than I am.
Right.
And I was like, am I not thick enough for you? Like, and he's like, no, I love you for you and some other shit. And I was just like, whatever, babe, bye. Like, I was like, I'm over here trying to like lose my stomach, just my stomach, because my clothes don't fit right. I mean, that's really the only reason, and because of my heart. But like, I'm just like, damn. But I did say something the other day. I was like, oh, my freaking boobs hurt. I was like, I might get a breast reduction. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, you're not even a boob dude. Like you're a butt.
About this life.
I was like, you're a butt dude. Like, chill.
Yeah, my boyfriend's definitely a butt dude. And I don't know what my parents were thinking when they made me. They just were like, just put it all in there. Throw more. She looks like she needs more. But
wow.
I mean, I know I definitely want to, tone up. Like when people say, oh, what's your goal weight? What you want to... I don't think I really have one. I just want to be healthy. Like I was listening to what you said, I want to lose weight. And I think the mindset, when you say, oh, well, because of my heart, you can still be plus size and be healthy.
I have a bad heart.
Well, you're probably just a bad person. No.
I'm a really good person.
But I tell people all the time, like, you can be plus size, you can be a bigger person and be healthy. Even when I cook, I don't cook with salt. I season my food. I love to cook. And when people eat, they're like, oh, wow. I'm thinking it's going to be like, fried everything. And I'm like, no, I believe in cooking healthy. I believe and that's more so along what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I do it for the plushy ones, whether it's going out there just being everywhere and putting my face and smiling, or throwing recipes, or showing people like different ways to just be that, we're not just some in the closet taboo, you can only date us in the dark type of people, only in the winter times do you date a big girl. No, it's
same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Trust me. I've had many winter boyfriends. Like, you don't love me no more? No, it's summer. It's hot.
But you are correct that people do have a misconception with you can't be big and healthy. Right. I remember reading an article about another plus size model that I follow. Her name is Tess Holiday, and she was the first plus size model to get a real big contract. She's 5'4" and she's a size 22. So people are like, yo, she's gonna die tomorrow. Right.
Damn.
like
I want to Google her now. I don't know who she is.
She's gorgeous.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She is. She is beautiful. And people have this
or either look Tess Holiday or Tess Munster.
Tess Munster.
Yeah. Tess Munster came up.
Yeah.
But it's just pretty. Where people just think these horrible things, and I think it's plus size has always been a thing. Right. It's not just all of a sudden plus size people came out of nowhere.
Right.
We've always been it's always been plus size. It's just we're getting recognized, and I think what I want to make
5'3", good
that
God.
people look at is, all right, yes, it's now coming out because more people are like, oh, plus size. Yeah. But it's coming out of the closet.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. I've had many boyfriends who, they like big girls. They only date big girls, but they don't let anybody know they only date big girls. They only they don't let anybody know. And I had a guy who I dated for a while, and he would tell me, he's like, I only like big girls. I only like big girls. Then he gets married. We broke up. He gets married. His wife is like a toothpick. And so I asked him one day, I was like, what? He's like, well, I can't let everybody know. This was, over.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to get married to the thing that you like?
But
you fall in love with whoever you fall in love with.
But that's the thing, and he cheats on her.
Ooh.
And he cheats on her with big girls.
Wow.
And it's something, and that is not uncommon. I had another ex-boyfriend. Years later, we talk. He's married now, but I'm not happy, and this and that, and that's the thing. So people are so used to it being so taboo, or I can't let, or the way people are going to talk about me if they know that I have this big girl and things like that. And I tell people all the time, there is a difference between fat and plus.
Yeah.
And because you can be a fat person.
Yeah.
And not be healthy, be sloppy, be dirty, not take care of yourself. That doesn't and when people see that, they automatically, oh, that's how all big people are.
Yeah.
And I think that's the stigma I'm also trying to break away from, where, I see the girls out there and I just want to be like, oh my gosh, can I just fix your bra? Can I just pick your pants up? Can I just help you here?
Right.
And that's, people would think I was weird if I would just walk up to somebody random and do that.
Of course.
That is what I think about. Like when I see people walking around and I'm like, man, my big girl right there, she's making us look bad. Because for them, you're not the norm. And so when somebody who's not used to, seeing a big person, or used to seeing somebody who's extra large or extra plush, they stare and they are looking. So give them something to look at. And that's exactly how I feel. I was like, you know what? If you're going to stare at me, I'm going to make sure I look good when you stare. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to shine. You see all this shine right here while you looking? I see you looking.
No, but with Tess Holiday, she came out and was like, no, look, just because I'm big, that doesn't mean I'm not healthy.
No, healthy, right?
She says she's healthy. She monitors her body weight. She goes to the doctors and stuff like that. I mean, she recently had a child. I think the kid is 6 to 8 months or something. But yeah, she monitors everything about herself, and she's like, yo, I'm healthy. Like being skinny doesn't mean you're healthy either.
Exactly.
So. So she keeps She keeps the tabs on her health. So
I mean, it's about how you eat. You know, I was in a really bad car accident October 16th, and I'm laying in the ER, and they're like taking my blood pressure and all that stuff. They're like, your blood pressure is real low. I'm like, yeah.
You're like real low for everyone, or real
Right.
low, do you think, for someone my size?
Right. And so my mom is sitting there. And so the lady's like, my mom's like, yeah, you know, her blood pressure stays low. She's like, oh, you know, I would just think. And I looked at her like, you better watch your
stop
words.
thinking.
Better watch your words. Think. So she's like, no, I would just think, you know, you were in a car accident. Your blood pressure would be elevated.
You're like, oh, all right,
you
nice
thought
save.
that you were going to put that IV in my arm and gravy was going to come out. That's what you thought.
right.
You know, and that's how they are. I've had doctors check my blood pressure 2 or 3 times because this can't be right.
Yeah.
You know, or when they see that I don't have a cholesterol issue or, you know, a heart condition, or I'm not diabetic, or, you know, things like that. The doctor even told my mom, they were like, oh, we have to start her on an IV. She's dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And they looking at me like, you're dehydrated. We would think you came in here with Capri Suns in your back pocket.
In your back pocket, Capri Suns. Oh man.
Like and it's so true. It's like you know, I got go places, and like I go out. I think you've seen my boyfriend, and my boyfriend is about 6'1".
Is there pictures of you guys on Facebook?
Definitely not.
Okay. Won't be looking for him.
I will show you a picture though.
Okay.
But you know, he's a big guy, stocky guy, built. And, you know, we were somewhere and I was holding a tray of food. He went to go wash his hands. And this lady looks over at me and she's like, I know you're hungry. Like, what? It just, I mean.
Yo.
and I was so bad. And, you know, it used to happen with my ex-husband as well. And, like, you know, my ex-husband was a skinny toothpick and people would see us eat and things like that and swear that it was all me. And I'm like, you guys realize I eat like a bird. I like pick my food. I have to be like super famished to like go in on something. And even still, I'm like 5 bites and I'm like, whoo, I'm full.
Right.
And you know, my boyfriend now, he's been with me the last 8 months. And he's like, you know, the first couple of months we dated, I'm like, yeah, she just doesn't want to eat in front of me.
Right.
So he's constantly like, you want some donuts? You want some Dunkin' Donuts? You want to go to McDonald's? You want Taco Bell? And I'm like, why is he always offering me food? You know, like he is trying to feed me. And now that we've been together 8 months, we actually just came back from a weekend in Virginia. And he's like, you know, if I were not with you for like an entire weekend or for the amount of time that I'm always with you, he says, I would swear that you were lying to me. Like, you must eat a lot somewhere. You go in the bathroom. Right. You have like a little... a
pouch? Pouch of food? Honey, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Eat 2 cheeseburgers and then come back out. It's like, I knew it. Look at that sauce on your face.
Look at that sauce. What's that ketchup? Is that ketchup? Is that mayonnaise on your lip? I'm serious. Like, I really do think people just think that, you know, I do that. And I mean... The good thing about it is he loves it because people just randomly offer me food sometimes. And I was in IHOP. The lady's like, oh, we made some extra pancakes. You want it? And I'm sitting there like, I'm still struggling with my hash browns here. I only ordered hash browns and I'm struggling. And you're like, we made some extra how do you make extra pancakes in IHOP? You had to intentionally do that. And so she comes out.
Why are you just offering them out? Like,
and I'm like, no. I'm like, thank you. So she comes back. She was like, they're crepes or something.
Right.
We have crepes or
yeah.
And I'm like, so my boyfriend kicks me under the table. Like, are you whoring me out for crepes right now? He's like, be nice. Maybe she'll bring more. And so I'm sitting there like, yeah, sure. Just bring them. And every time she comes back, she was like, they were good, weren't they? Either that or, you know, like even going shopping. I do all my mom's grocery shopping.
Right.
And I can't, whoever she is at ShopRite, that whore Becky needs to keep her mouth shut.
Damn.
That whore Becky.
But like, she's like, oh, wow, Oreos, look at that.
Double stuffed.
Gotta keep my weight up. And I'm like, why does she gotta be so loud?
You should just go in like all decked out. And just be like, oh yes.
I just came from
Actually,
my
I'm
Oreos.
a model, and this is what the diet they put me on.
It's an Oreo diet.
That is amazing.
But yeah, it's like I experience it every day. And, you know, it's funny because at one point in my life, I was like, yeah, red beans and rice ain't miss her. And, you know, yeah, I eat. Yeah, I make sure I eat. Yeah, look at me. I'm a big. And now it's like, you know what? I realize I'm playing into the audience. I'm playing into what people think. I'm playing into like, yeah, you probably eat all day. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I eat that cornbread, collard green stuffing, macaroni and cheese. I eat all that. And realistically, like I'll tell people like, yeah, I ain't no salad eating girl. Behind closed doors, I'm like, yo, you got another salad. That salad was good. Salad works in the mall is my friend. And, you know, people don't think I eat like that, but I do. Like, trust and believe I eat.
Yeah, you go in when
I
you
go
wanna
in when I want to go in.
Yeah, when you want to
but
go in. Yeah,
I don't go crazy.
that is hilarious. Oh my goodness. But I found this article talking about how plus size fashion is transforming the industry, and it was by Latina.com, and it says after countless years of the media showing curvier women like myself that will never be pretty enough to be a model, full-figured women are taking matters into their own hands. The plus size movement is gaining great momentum, and the gorgeous women behind it are crushing the unrealistic societal standards of beauty. Jenny Ruck, who was the first plus-size model to appear in H&M's summer campaign in 2013, and Tess Holiday, the first model to land a major contract at size 22, are helping promote body positivity on and off the catwalk. In 2013, Denise Bidot brought much-needed diversity to a highly recognized fashion event when she strutted her stuff as the first Latina plus-size model to walk during Mercedes-Benz New York Fashion Week. And just last year, Ashley Graham made waves on the catwalk when she led a show filled with beautiful, curvy women to showcase her lingerie line at the 2015 New York Fashion Week. Throughout the show, viewers were encouraged to use the hashtag #IamSizeSexy, helping spread body positivity into the fashion world. What many don't realize, however, is that this movement goes beyond just inclusion. It is teaching women that they are beautiful no matter their size. At last, the fashion world is finally beginning to catch on to this, and more women and girls of all shapes and sizes are able to see themselves reflected in campaigns they've always dreamed of. Do you feel that that's true?
Well, let me tell you how I feel about that.
Go right ahead.
I don't think that the industry is finally starting to catch on. I think they're finally starting to capitalize.
Okay.
And I think that they are realizing that, well, skinny people aren't really buying our stuff like that. So, you know, where I can go, if I was a size, say 5, 6, or however the small sizes come, I don't even know. But anything under a 14, I'm not quite sure how they work. But,
Right.
you know, it's just more so like, you know, you're realizing that the world is not as skinny as it used to be.
Right.
So you now have to branch out, and you realize, you know what? There's a market for that.
Yeah, the
I
normal
can make
size,
money off of
the
that.
normal size. If I remember from doing the research, the average woman is size 12 to 14.
Exactly.
That's like the normal size,
and it's the normal size for like the past 15 years.
Yeah, that's been the normal size. But to the modeling industry, that's plus size.
Exactly.
So it's just like you're misconstruing this whole thing. So like, what am I? You know what I mean?
I mean, you have a lot more women out there who are, you know, working out, and plus size doesn't mean a big plus size. You could be Serena Williams is a plus size woman,
Right.
and you know people don't realize that she's considered. She's a plus size girl. She's a thick girl, you know.
Yeah.
But you have people like, no, she's just thick. No, she plus size. You ask any black person out there, she plush.
Yeah.
She a plus size woman.
Right.
You got some thick legs. She got a booty on her, things like that. And the industry is starting to realize, okay, well, we can't just keep marketing these size 6s and size 4s and size 2s and size 0s because people aren't buying them as much as they want to. So now you have to accommodate how society has grown. You have to adapt and grow and evolve with what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I think they just kind of are realizing that there's money in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Lane Bryant is they had a commercial and with a bunch of different actresses that came out and was just kind of talking about.
I remember that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think it is absolutely amazing.
I think that was the I am size sexy. I believe it was black and white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, Lane Bryant is like the Victoria's Secret for plus size women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, we're looking to kind of expand.
But that's like really the only plus size store.
You have Lane
Torrid,
Bryant.
don't you? Torrid? No.
Torrid's like.
Torrid is the thing is like Lane Bryant is a true plus size store because
Right.
their stores have plus size clothing in them.
Yeah.
Torrid, they go up to a certain size in their store.
Okay.
Everything else you have to order online.
And isn't Torrid just like goth gear?
And no, they have a bunch of different
No offense, goth people.
But like I said, it's things that you have to order online.
Okay.
So and that's a lot of the things of what I'm trying to break away from. I would love to go into a store, buy an outfit, have it look nice, go back and buy something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, give me a store out there, H&M.
Like I think Dress Barn has like a plus size section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But skinny people don't even buy clothes from Dress Barn, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but it goes up to like 22, 24, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for people who are maybe like a size 28, you got to order your stuff online.
Yeah.
You got to get those wide shoes online. I would love to have a store where, you know, I go into the store, I can get a pair of shoes because they have my size there. Not I have to order them online, wait for them to come. I got to pay for shipping.
Yeah.
You know, I got to pay the extra tax to have them shipped to my house, and hopefully they fit.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I have
gotta
to go through
ship
the
'em back.
hassle of shipping them back or returning them and trying again. Where, you know, someone who's a size, say 16 or 14 can go into a store, try on 30 different outfits, walk out with $100 worth of clothing and shoes and whatever it be.
Yeah.
And never have to experience what someone my size may have to go through. So things like that where, you know, I want stores to recognize that your plus size section that only goes up to a size 14 is not helping me. That helps. It just disappoints me in the store. You know, so it's not realistically something that society is really branching out to, because if that were the case, then your regular stores like Macy's would carry plus size clothing.
Right.
Your stores like, you know, H&M or wherever, DSW, they would have those wide shoes and things like that where, yeah, they may not sell and they may not do things. So that's why the stores don't push them out.
Right.
But they don't sell because people don't know that they're there. They don't, you have to really research. Like I remember I was buying shoes for Curvaceous when I did Curvaceous. And I had to order shoes from some random stranger on Instagram.
Oh damn.
I've now started branching out, and I've even started to kind of more so endorse the people that I see on Instagram. You know, those little pop-up boutiques and things like that. And I just put the tag wide shoes, because now I'm finding more stuff online from people that are nobodies.
Yeah.
Well, you know, not really a nobody, but
Yeah.
they're not well known. There's
Right.
some local person somewhere who does something out of wherever.
Yeah.
And so that's more so where, you know what, I'll buy my stuff from them.
Yeah.
Because if I have to go through this much trouble to find it, I'm not giving my money to a department store. You know, so stuff like that where I wish that I had the money and the funding and the backing and all that stuff to open a storefront, get stuff from people on Instagram, have it shipped to me, and I'll sell it in my store. Because those are the things that people are looking for. Like I said, I would love to have a nice winter ensemble.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I don't. I'm recycling the same stuff I've been wearing the last 2-3 years.
Right.
So
I hear you.
big people know how to keep their clothes well, though. We have to.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Bras are like $70.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Jeez.
No thanks.
And while I was doing research, I stumbled upon like 4 or 5 different hashtag like advocating like plus size. I remember most of these actually. There was a hashtag I'm no angel, which was an anti-Victoria's Secret campaign. I remember those ads. There was
Well, I'm no angel, but that's not for Victoria's Secret.
hey now. Hashtag there's no wrong way to be a woman.
Oh yeah.
That was from Denise Bidot.
Well, Caitlyn, what is her name?
Yes.
I think that's what they had in mind.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner now, there's no wrong way to be a woman. You're absolutely right.
There's plus is equal. This is hashtag this is plus, and then another one that I saw was hashtag we wear what we want. Because there was...
I don't know about that one.
Well, no, because...
I'm going to need you not to wear that size 2 if you're a size 22.
No, because I think because of that, well, the article that I got that from was because people were saying that, like, what is it? They would tell this model, Simone Mariposa, they were saying that, oh, you get big girls can't wear halter tops and blah blah. They're like big girls can't wear blank.
Oh yes, I
and
remember.
And then she'd be like,
that.
I'm wearing it right now.
Right.
What? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we wear what we want.
Right.
So yeah, I got it on. So yeah, but I do understand what you're talking about. Like, I don't know if that.
That thong that you thought about wearing by itself outside.
By itself, damn.
Outside. Keep it inside. No, but you want to. I mean, things like that. Like even, with the hashtags, it's gotten kind of crazy. I mean,
I don't care if you are skinny. Like, I don't feel like there's certain clothes that you should wear. Period. Like, whatever size you are, like certain clothes.
Be tasteful.
Yeah. Like I was watching my Ratchet Monday shows the other day, and on Love and Hip Hop, Rich Dollar's girlfriend came to visit his daughter, and the girl was wearing short shorts and this sweater thing, like a sweater shirt, and her stomach was exposed. And she's skinny-ish. She's probably thick, but she's whatever, skinny-ish. And it's not like she looked bad in it, but it was just yo, you going to meet somebody's kid, that's
it's
what you wear.
It's inappropriate, right?
It's inappropriate. Know your company and know what to put on as a woman. Don't go. You're not going to the club.
Right.
You're going to have a sit-down dinner with somebody. And the girl, I think she's 16 or something. She was like, "Yo, you came here with your butt hanging out to come meet me."
Right.
And then she was like, "Oh my God, your daughter doesn't like me." I'm like, and of course, Dad thinks it's sexy because Dad's just looking at ass. But as a woman, you should know. I mean, I know it's Love and Hip Hop, but as a woman, you should know certain things you shouldn't wear. I wouldn't go to my boyfriend's house for Christmas or Thanksgiving with a low cut top on.
Right. But that's also upbringing. I mean, it's not really, well, I'm skinny or I'm big and I should or shouldn't wear this. It's just your upbringing. I have a tattoo on my wrist that says classy broad. And it's just that. You can be classy, but you can still be sexy.
Right.
You can still be out. You're not out there in the sense of all over the place, but you can have yourself look sexy and look nice. And I tend to wear a lot of baggy clothes in my normal everyday life.
Right.
But when I get dressed up,
so I'm sure when people saw the modeling stuff, they're like, "Well, damn!" I was like, "Yo, look at Jenica."
I tell you now, I have 150 something friend requests from people I have no idea who they are.
Nice.
Yeah, 90% of men, but. But that's the thing. It's I don't walk around every day with everything hanging out, and I have a shape. I mean, you guys all see me. I have an hourglass shape, and I have all this behind me. This continent, but I don't flaunt it out there because it's not for the world. When I'm modeling, when I'm on the runway, that's one thing. Yeah. But I dress very conservatively. I don't wear baggy. I mean, I don't wear really tight fitting clothes. But when I do dress up, people are like, "Oh my God." And me personally, I feel like that is what you should get. It's you should be, you should look classy every day. You should, put yourself in a nice, respectable manner every day. And this way, when you do step out, when you do come out, when you do put your nice, fuckum dress on, it's, wow, you turn heads, and things like that. And I was going to say something as far as when you said about the halter top and things like that. I find so many different ways to wear clothing. And even me losing weight now, I have reinvented clothes that I've had for 3 years. I have a sweater and I'm like, oh, I put a belt around it because it's really loose on me now. And that looks nice. And it's things that, I would never think, to put a belt on and accentuate my curves and things like that. Or I have people who walk up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, that's a nice body shaper." really cinches your stomach. I have almost pulled my pants down and like, no, these are regular some cotton drawers. Some drawers.
Right.
You know, for all those people out there who don't know what drawers are, those panties. They're panties.
Right.
But, it's like, I don't walk around all sucked in.
Yeah.
Right.
Things like that. And I'm very, very fortunate that, my parents thought to design me very well.
Wow.
It's a nice blueprint I got here.
Yeah. No, but speaking to those 150 requests from men, I have this article that says men explain why they prefer big girls, and this is from rebelcircus.com.
Because once you go fat, you don't want to go back.
Oh, that's yeah. We're doing that, okay. What this is 5 reasons by like 5 like random dudes, and
5 random dudes.
They really were like the way that they were talking. I was just like, okay, these are definitely random dudes. But number 1 is softness. And he says, I just naturally though find myself attracted to women with softness to them, both visually and how it feels to the touch up against me. To me, it is just personally more attractive to see some chub rounding things off than a hard body. Even on thinner women, I tend to focus on whatever parts of her have some curves / chub, which due to the taboo nature of such preferences, I tend to downplay as to not make herself feel insecure about herself.
Well, I mean, calling it chub would definitely make me feel insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not, chub. I'm like, really? Are you calling me chubby? 'Cause I don't like that. No. It's like calling a man husky. You're husky.
Like, do I live in the woods? Like, am I full of hair? Like, what?
It's like, no, you're just husky.
You're just husky.
Number 2 is woman, which is one of the most noticeable to me forms of sexual dimorphism in humans is the difference in fat distribution. Yeah. Up to a point, the more body fat a woman carries, the more overtly female she seems to me. Not just the bigger hips, ass, boobs, thighs, though I ain't complaining, but the whole shape screams woman with a capital W. Conversely, slim women just look unripe / androgynous to me. They could just as easily be Justin Bieber in drag.
I can understand that. I mean, nobody wants a flat-chested girlfriend.
I wouldn't say that. Well, I wouldn't say that for me. Anyway.
I mean, for the ones that want the chub.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. Number 3 is more of her. I'm not the kind of person who would restrict myself to women of just one body type, but my girlfriend is chubby and very curvy. Not really sure if you have specific ideas of what bigger would be, but whatever. Physically, she's 5'2", while I'm 6'2". As she puts it, she's fun-sized. She also has very large boobs, double D, and a nice thick butt to go with. So it makes cuddling amazing. Also, I enjoy the aspect of having more of her in the sense of touch. So I'd say I enjoy the bigger butt and boobs and the cuddling aspect. Seriously, saying that ass is something I think of every time I see her.
That's what I hear every day.
I don't think white girls get it.
What?
Sorry,
What do you mean?
I have a lot of Caucasian. I don't have that many Caucasian friends, actually. But this is not important. I have some Caucasian friends who are like, oh, my God, my butt's too big. Or, like,
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like...
But
and
it's how society puts it to them. It's like,
and I'm like, yo, I wish I had your ass. One, you know,
One.
and
you don't want
two,
these problems.
Jenica, don't tell me what I want. I need like a little bit.
You can have my left butt cheek.
Thank you. I just need a little bit.
Then I can go with that fat distribution they were talking about.
I just need to
Distribute
fill
it
out
to
these.
the other side.
I just need to fill out these pants. When I wear the boy shorts, I just need something a little more coming out.
You want
the
a little?
back.
You want a little hanging out the bottom?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Under boob,
No.
under butt.
You want a little under butt.
The boyfriend says it's there, but I think he's just not trying to hurt my face. He's like, you got a butt? And he's like,
It's like, why you hitting my extra back?
I know.
My extra back.
I'm like, damn.
I mean, I think I have a personal motto that everybody wants to fuck a fat bitch once. That's how I feel. That's how I personally feel.
Right.
And I just honestly think it's a you want to see how it feels. We're warm, we're cushy, and even if, you're not as well endowed as you like to be, there's a fold somewhere that you can slither into that you don't even know what you're doing. And it just feels all the same to me. I am, 37 years old, and I have had guys in my life who have not had the right equipment to deal with me when I was, I was heavier, and they just got in between some thigh meat and thought they were working, and I just let them work. And hey, if you're thinking you're somewhere,
let it be,
because you're not gonna mess up my flow. Listen, when this is over, I'm gonna probably go have a V8. So.
Wow, but good segue, because number 4 is better in bed.
Yes, we are better in bed.
I can try to explain it, but of course, ultimately, it's more of an unconscious thing. User Love Big Thighs explained. A well-shaped BBW is...
That's not biased at all.
A well-shaped BBW is, to me, like a super exaggerated woman. Like everything that's good about a woman, boobs, thighs, ass, skin, even the face, there's just more of, and it's like, whoa, in your face. I mean, it's like the old joke, there's more of you to love, but it's true.
It is true. I mean, there is just so much fun on a big girl. We're like great adventures. There's just, we're really like Disneyland, because you'll never see everything the first time you come. So it's
wow, that just got real deep.
But there's just so much. It's so much more to do. It's like if you're a guy that likes touching a woman and you like fondling and caressing, it's just like he said, it's a lot more to touch, to feel. And as a guy or as a person who likes a bigger person, you just feel like you have more to do, and you kind of excite yourself more. Listen, I find it fascinating when guys get around me and they're like, ooh, and they're like touching my arm, like, oh, you're so soft. You're made out of marshmallow. I'm like, yeah, it's gumdrop right here. And I'm like, yes, come on, just touch it. You want to.
Right.
And it's funny because it's like this whole, like I heard one person say it's the taboo.
Yeah. And
that is what people think, like, I like a big person and it's taboo, so I can only do it behind closed doors, or I can only talk to you when nobody's around. And realistically, they fantasize, and that's what they want. And I'm sure if you look at the 30,000 videos of porn on their computer, it's nothing but big girl porn.
Yeah.
Right.
So stuff like that, where I think now that society, just kind of going back to what you were saying, but society is realizing that more and more people are starting to become open to plus size and BBWs, where 5-10 years ago, even though it was there, it was not really as in your face as it is now.
Right.
So, and I think it's not because we're doing anything. It's because they're realizing that, there's more big people in the world.
Yeah.
And they're realizing, and it's like, hey, wait, we're out here too.
I also think that a lot of people, like a lot of women, have started to like use their voice and realize that you can't body shame people. And they've kind of come forward and said, like, we're beautiful too. What you see on TV, these Victoria's Secret bitches, that's not the only thing that's beautiful. And like, people really started to stand up for who they are and around them. And you don't want to like teach your young girls, like, this is what beautiful is, and if you're anything but this, then you're not beautiful. And
in my Instagram page, plug, I do it for the plushy ones. It's not, I do it for the plushy ones, and I say that because I don't like, oh, I'm not a Monique, oh, skinny bitches is evil. That's not where I'm at all. My sisters all slender girls and things like that, where I do it for the plushy ones because I'm a plushy girl. And, if I were a smaller girl, you know what? I do it for the thinner ones. It'd be the same thing. But as far as like making sure that the plus size girls and the plushier women get the recognition, because realistically, smaller size women have been taking a shine for a while. Right. Not that they're any better or any less or anything like that. It's just they've been taking that shine for a while. Now, on the flip side, there are a lot of heavier women, there are a lot of bigger women, there are a lot of plus size women who do body shame skinny girls. And that's why I take
I do all the time
and I tend to like try to motivate women, empower women. Like, listen, you can be a skinny girl and still advocate for plus size women.
Right.
You know, and you can be a plus size woman and still educate a skinny girl or smaller girl. You know, things like that. You have skinny women who don't like to be called skinny, and they are 100 pounds soaking wet. I'm not skinny. What you mean I'm skinny? Like, you know, I can see what you just ate, right?
Stupid.
Like, I saw you drink water and I saw it digest. It's sitting going like, you know, rocking back and forth in your stomach, and I'm watching it. You are skinny.
Right.
But, you know, they don't want to be called that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I can completely understand. Like, even when I hear people now start talking to me like, oh, you're getting smaller. And when I look at myself, I don't see that. You know, so I look in the mirror. I still see myself 250 pounds heavier than I was. You know, so things like that. But I try to like put it all out there and let people know, like, okay, I'm not hating on you skinny girls, but you can go to Marshall's and buy 5 bras for $2. I can't.
Right.
You know, so let us shine. You know, so
I really applaud you for doing that, and I definitely think like what you're doing, the networking with the people who are doing the clothes, is a great idea. And you know, who knows, maybe like, I don't know how to do it. Trust me, I've been trying to start a business for like life in my head, but like, if you can find someone who can like help you come up with a good business plan, you know, opening up like a storefront, you know, maybe even like down like in Nyack or something, you know, or somewhere, wherever, you know, you could probably do that, get people to come and bring their products. And it would be great to have a boutique that women can go to, because women always look for those specialty boutiques, and it's probably more personal that they go to a place like that run by somebody who understands them than to go to Lane Bryant and like Kimmy from, you know, some high schools working there, and she's not really that plus size, but she just needed a job,
right.
you know what I mean? And she's like, I'm not really sure how those pants run, so
No, but it's the truth. Like, you know, it wasn't even Lane Bryant in West Nyack, the Palisades Mall. The first time I went to that store, it was like this really smaller size woman working there. And with Lane Bryant, they want you to wear their clothes. So I'm looking at these jeans on her, and she had the jeans, which must have been the smallest size that Lane Bryant had. But then she had the belt, and it was like
tight.
It was looped around almost, you know, to her back, where it was almost a double belt. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I don't want to really shop right here if you're not plus size. You know, you're making me think like, well, if they cater to you and they don't have my size in here, like, that's kind of messed up. Yeah. You know, if I have to now go, well, we don't have that in your size in the store. You have to go to the catalog. So I'm this odd person. I'm like,
you should be able to shop in public. What the fuck?
Right. And so, then it puts you back in the closet. It puts you back in that box.
Right.
You know, I have to stay in this box over
I guess
here.
part of the problem maybe is that, you know, the clothes, maybe, I don't know if they cost more to manufacture or what the situation is, but like, I guess like, even if you were to open up your own store, you'd have to like kind of figure out like, do you get like, how much of each do you get of a size, you know, because you don't really know who your audience is in that area. And that's something I guess you would have to do a lot of research on beforehand. But like a big corporation like Lane Bryant, they're not going to do that, obviously. They're just like, we're Lane Bryant, we're here.
Right. And I mean, I like I said, you know, the reason I do the smaller, like the people from Instagram and things like that, you know, I have a team of people, and even in my own personal, you know, address book of people that know how to measure people and things like that. Imagine bringing that into a storefront where, you know what? Yeah, we have to order this for you, or we have to get this made for you, but you know what? It's made to your measurements.
Right.
You know, things like that, where you can have somebody in the store, you know what? Come back in 2 or 3 days, or come back in a week, or this is going to take 5 to 7 days to be done. But it's, you know, not really customized to you, but measured to you, where, you know what? It might be a little bit baggy, it might be a little bit tight, or, you know, things like that, where you can kind of get something a little bit more customized to who you are, because you can go in Lane Bryant and get sized and just have to go look for that size.
Right. And sometimes it's just like they just measure your waist, like they don't measure your thighs or your, or I was like, or that thing down there, your calf,
that thing that you stand on,
or your bottom thighs.
Your bottom thighs. I have a big bottom thigh. My calf.
My mom's like, my calf is big as it's my driving calf. I was like, what? Who does that?
It's my strong calf.
She's like, I can't wear boots. I was like, okay.
I mean, if I can do a business plan to get something to bring people in, or to let them know like, hey, you're not alone, you're not out there by yourself, I mean, it'd be great. So.
Well, we're definitely gonna promote you here, and let people know who you are. And I'm sure there's people out there listening who are like, it's good to know that somebody cares about our needs and our interests.
Of course. I definitely. I mean, like I said, I was in a place where I'm discouraged hanging out with my friends and let's go to the mall. Let's go shopping.
You're like, I'll try on earrings.
Yeah. I'm like, just this bracelet looks really nice. Look at all this nice smelling lotion in Victoria's Secret.
Right.
I'm standing here holding everybody's coat while they try stuff on.
Right.
Laughter and humor and me being a comedian basically has gotten me through a lot of tough times. Real fast, I'll tell you this story. I went to Victoria's Secret and I was gonna buy my friend Marie a outfit long years ago. Decided, okay, I'm gonna go in here. So I go into Victoria's Secret. Hey, do you guys have this in a size 0? Yeah. The guy looks at me like, 0. You want a 0? I'm like, yeah. So I'm on the phone. So he walks away. I'm like, hey, let me call my friend up. They really do they make zeros in the store? Because maybe I'm asking for something that they don't have. She's like, they probably think you're shopping for yourself. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have fun. So I started, and I just walk around the store, and I start picking up every little skimpy piece of nothing that I could find. And I'm like, excuse me, where's your dressing room? And I strip down in the dressing room because you can see the floor, like your feet.
Yeah.
I took everything off. You can plainly see I took my clothes off. And I just stood there and made noises like, oh, my goodness. Oh, ouch. Oh, that's going to leave a bruise. Oh, ow. And I just act like I was trying stuff on. I'm like, ooh, I think I ripped that. And I know that the guy was like standing close by. So I came out. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you guys have anything here for me. It's too big. Thank you, though. And I bought her a gift card and I left.
Wow.
But, yeah.
But the last thing on the list is flirting. So it says user Lukerman wrote, well, aside from those thick thighs, the softness, and that booty, seriously, there's a porn star named Ms. Booty, it's the fact that they try. I don't know if it's a consequence of society's strict beauty standards, but these women flirt like they've got something to prove, as if I don't find them attractive, but I do, and it's awesome. Do you find yourself being a flirter, or?
Me flirt? Absolutely not.
Jenica, that's a lie. I can tell you
I'm flirting with the audience now.
I was gonna say, I can tell you have I'm sure you don't like inappropriately step outside of your relationship. No. But I know you're not like that. But I'm just saying
that was a clause in my current relationship. Like, listen, I need you to understand that I flirt. I flirt a lot, mostly for networking. And I tell him that my flirting is strictly for business,
right,
and resources.
Yeah,
I says if I can flirt and get a free taco, you are so handsome. Yes, you are. Put extra guacamole on it. Yes,
stupid.
So, but we do. I think a lot of plus size girls flirt harder because they feel we have to, because we have to show you our personality because all you see is this.
Right.
And in order for you to not just look at this, we have to kind of go hard.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, even before I started dating, I did find myself flirting more until I realized I didn't have to. I'm like, wow, guys are just walking up to me talking. And I'm not conceited by any means. I'm an average anybody, but when I guess when I started to feel better about myself, which is why I try to do that for other women, when you start to feel better about yourself, you don't have to flirt as hard. You realize the guys that are looking at you, the guys that are checking you out, that might just kind of side eye you. And they won't really, talk to you. And people always laugh at me because I say, I hate people staring at me. I have this thing about people staring at me, and it's more so because they do. They just stare. Right. They don't ever come up to me. They don't talk to me. Guys will just stare. And it's like, I tend to have I have a friend laugh, and I said, I have these conversations in my head about what they're actually thinking. Like, yeah, she must be real good. Oh, I'm gonna talk to her. Watch, she walking past me. Oh, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna talk. Man, she was cute. Because they stare me down as I'm walking past, but never say anything.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't realize that I had it here. It wasn't the video wasn't called I am size sexy. It was called This Body.
This Body. Yes.
That's what it was. It was This Body. And it was funny because I remember when I was doing this research for this podcast, for this episode, I remember the first time that I saw like Ashley Graham in an advertisement, and it was in a band Lane Bryant ad, and it was supposed to be played on Fox and NBC. So it's her, like she looks like super young because it was like 2010. And like he's like, you know, oh, this isn't your mom's lingerie, blah blah. You know, she's just trying stuff out. And I'm like, you know, my 2010 stuff. I'm like, yo, who is that? I'm like, yo, this shit is bad.
That's his Vicky Vale of plus size.
I was like, yo, who is that? And then I remember they said like they had to they had to ban the commercial. Everyone's like, well, I don't get it. I don't know. And it's like, oh, it was inappropriate, too much cleavage, blah blah blah. Because you know she was out there, but at the same time it was so funny. But they reran the time slot of when that played, and on CBS was a Victoria's Secret ad, and they're like, what the hell? Like you play Victoria's Secret and look at these chicks like practically naked. Because how come you can't play Ashley Graham?
They're not as voluptuous,
right?
So it's like, you know, if you know, me and somebody who's like a size 2 are standing side by side, and I got pasties on and they got pasties on, I'm inappropriate because you can see more of my skin. Yeah. You know, and that's really what it is how much skin you're showing. Not the actual, I'm showing nipple or I'm showing, you know, crotch or I'm showing ass crack. Things like that. It's you're showing too much skin. And plus size women, that's what we got.
I'm really still waiting for the plus size Barbie dolls.
Oh, that's me.
From Mattel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm from my pops.
My pops. Good enough for me, but they're not selling you at Target yet.
That's funny.
Because if I had a kid, I really wouldn't want her to have Barbie dolls. I wouldn't want her to think like that's the standard. And I think that's like part of society's problem is that, you know, Victoria's Secret's models look like Malibu Barbie, and you know, plus size models in a bra and panties don't look like Malibu Barbie.
Well, I know that they released a regular sized doll. I forgot what her name was. I think it started with an L.
I ain't seen it.
No, I'm serious. I like, I don't know, like Laramie or something, like Lanny or something like that.
That's a dumb
name. Damn.
Plus size Laramie. I don't want her.
I don't want her. Give me Bobby.
I don't want her.
Where's Stacy at?
I need Skipper.
Right.
But you know what's funny is like what you said about your friends that are like, you know, oh, my butt's too big and things like that. It's because, trust me, in like 5 more years, when people are talking about, oh, you know, let me get these more butt injections and things like that, because think about society now. You get women who are pumping their lips up, getting booty injections, things like that. Why? Because they want to look fuller now.
Right.
And they don't want to call it plus size. They don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm getting plus size. You know, you're not McDonald's. You're not supersizing yourself.
Right.
You know, give me the supersized booty. No.
The supersized booty.
You know,
oh my goodness.
It's just more so like women are trying to be plus size without being plus size. Like you want the plus size features without the plus size title.
Right. No, I feel you. Do you have a meme of the day?
I do.
All right.
So the meme of the day says, you wouldn't want a steak that was nothing but bone. Why would you want a woman that was?
Okay. All right.
You know, I posted that a few years ago.
Did you?
And a friend of mine got very offended.
Oh, God.
So, you know, that's why I say I see things from both sides of the fence. And I say something like that. Well, you know, there are guys out there who like skinny women, you know, and a guy might read that same meme and go, well, I'm a big guy. I don't want no big girl.
Okay.
So, you know, I do look at it from both aspects. And I guess me, even though I'm still a big girl and still a plus size girl, and I will forever be a plushy woman on the inside or on out, whichever one keeps.
Yeah.
You know, I think that I even had a stigma of, well, I don't want to date a big guy because that's not going to work. What are we going to do? We're going to try to hook up and get hungry. You know, we're going to get tired together. We're going to be sweat. He going to sweat on me and I'm going to be sweating. And so I used to think that way. And what's funny is now that I'm dating a guy who's a bigger guy, but
Yeah.
I'm a smaller woman.
Right.
I can kind of, I'm on the opposite side.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, hey, look, you might have a guy who's 300-400 pounds who's like, I don't want no BBW.
Yeah.
I need me a small girl.
I need a skinny mini.
Right.
Yeah.
I need somebody who can fit all up in this, because I need her to be able to get on top, because I can't.
Right.
So, I understand. And, like I said, my boyfriend's a bigger guy, and I'm still a bigger girl, and it works. And somehow it does, and we make it happen. And it's a great relationship. And I think on both sides, I've dated really skinny men, and I've dated bigger guys, and I don't really know what my preference is at this point. I'm really confused, but I think it's just more so what fits and what works. And if you like big girls, then date big girls.
Right.
If you don't, then don't.
Right.
All
right. So last question of the podcast. Do you have a plus size role model?
Do I have a plus size role model? I don't.
Okay.
That's crazy, but I don't. I think
I like that though better.
Because
she's not doing it to be like, not to anyone. That's not what a role model is for.
Right. Yeah.
She's not doing it to like emulate somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
She's doing it at her own.
Yeah.
I can't use words today.
Volition.
I don't. Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
my vocab is somewhere else.
Like, I definitely do admire, the Tessas, the Ashleys, and things like that. Like, I admire them for where they are. I think I admire Tess a little bit more because she's a true
blue
big girl.
Yeah.
And I tend to look up all the people on Instagram, and I hate to say like the nobodies.
You can find them on Martini's page.
Yeah, I know. That's where I go get them.
Oh.
But like not the nobodies, and like I said, for lack of the better word, but the people who aren't as
the unknowns.
Exposed.
The unknowns.
And I like to look those up, and I'm like the person that's like all through Instagram. Oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. Just random people.
Yeah.
That's great though.
Because it's like, I want people to know that, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not somebody's dirty little secret. I want you to know that, look, you can be beautiful. You can do this. I post pictures on my Instagram of me just waking up in the morning.
Right.
I'm a regular person, and just because I love the coined phrase, I woke up like this. I do. I wake up regular. I get up, I go, I have a regular job, but at the same time, I clean up nice. I clean up very well.
Right.
We saw the pictures. We saw.
So, things like that. So I don't really have a role model. I want to be that voice for the girls who are like, oh, I wish I had something nice to wear. It's depressing looking in my closet. I'll be glad when I'm like a supermodel or something, just for the clothes. I don't need any money. I just need clothes.
Right.
So, but I do. I just want to be able to get out there and kind of advocate for the big girls out there. So
cool. That's awesome.
Love it.
But since you guys were clowning on me, I did want to write my personal faves and give it to the people out there so they can look them up, to see who they are. But of course, Tess Holiday, awesome person. Ashley Graham, my boo. Denise Bidot, she's beautiful. Jada Caesar, amazing. My new person though, I mean Ashley is always number one, but my new person is Tabria Majors, beautiful person. Olivia Jensen, you need to look her up because she is definitely a BBW. Olivia Jensen. Morgan Louise is another one.
I feel like that's more than 5, but keep going.
I didn't say 5. I just
we'll be here all night. Yeah.
No, just 4 more names.
Oh my God.
Iskra Lawrence, Paloma Essler, Ashley Alexis, who is
she's like, call me Ashley.
Ashley Alexis, which is funny because I follow her on Instagram obviously, and she recently got engaged. So happy for you if you're listening. If you're listening, happy engagement. And the last person is Audrey Ritchie. So yeah. But thank you so much.
You know who one of my favorite people are?
Yes.
And I can never remember her name. How to say her name? Gabrielle Subridi.
Yeah. I don't want to say the other name because that's
Precious?
bad. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but I mean, we got it. I mean,
But
you know
that's
who we're talking about.
I absolutely love her, and
Yeah.
I don't think that she gets the shine
Yeah.
and the love and the everything that
She just lost a bunch of
deserves.
weight though, right?
She did,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that she's beautiful. I think her attitude,
Yeah.
like she's the type of person where, you know what, I don't care how much weight she loses, I'm gonna still like you because
Yeah. You.
her
Yeah.
personality, and I think for me, I can relate to that
I
personality.
feel
Right.
like I said her name correctly in my head the other day watching Empire.
Oh, I can say it in my head all day.
Yeah.
Just
Not allowed.
Right. No, but thank you, Jenica, for stopping by.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Hopefully, it won't be 31 weeks next time.
It's always a pleasure seeing you. Did you want to add anything? That
No,
someone asked you as a question?
I pretty much said everything I have to say.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Yeah, you did meme of the day. Awesome. Thank you.
Like you did your job for once. Good job.
Well, for everybody, if you're out there,
No,
you can,
please.
Where can we find you?
Pimp
you
yourself
can-
out. Go ahead.
You can definitely find my 2017 Thighs Unlimited calendar. Just hit me up at the Jenica J Poetry Experience.
Where can they buy that?
Thighdsunlimited.com. So you can look for the calendars, thigh highs for thicker thighs. Also on Instagram, I do it for the plushy ones. So definitely look me up. Find
When we
me.
post the episode, we'll put our information up, right?
Oh,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And also too, we will put up some of the sailor pictures.
Yes, the sailor pictures.
up on our Instagram as well.
Some of the maid pictures too.
I'm sorry.
I got two. The maid pictures.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Too bad we can't. Too bad we can't put the one in the bathtub. Yeah.
Yes, that was for our Thighs Unlimited.
She was like, "Hi."
I definitely have a YouTube video, so you
I'm
guys
Jenica.
can find me on YouTube at Meet Jenica. So
nice.
just type in Meet Jenica, and it's the
Oh,
girl,
that's on there.
it's the girl in
Oh,
the bubbles.
there it is. Meet Jenica. Go ahead, y'all.
Meet Jenica.
Yo, cause I had to like fan myself a little bit. I was like, yo, I know this chick, but yo, she kind of different now.
She look kind of different now.
It's like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's that, Mr. Bubbles?
Mr. I had to use a whole lot of body wash. They started running out of bubbles. I was like, no, y'all can't see nothing. Put more bubbles in the tub.
Oh, man,
My
no.
daddy gonna see this.
No, but that's great having you. Also, I don't even know what to ask the audience. Is there anything to ask the audience to email us at? or
Nah,
anything?
maybe just like how you feel about, you know, the plus size model industry now. And
Yeah. Do you feel you're plus size, or do you hate the term plus size? Do you want to just be known as a model? Are you BBW? Are you plus size, skinny mini? What do you label yourself as? Please email us at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, www.bedlovebeyond.com. You can phone, call, or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. You can also find us on facebook.com/bedlovebeyond. You can talk amongst yourselves and our fans. And you can follow us at bedlovebeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. And so that is